Welcome to our channel. We're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Come on in and grab a chair and sit a spell with us. If you like readable versions of all of our content, be sure to check out both of our blogs. The links to our blogs will always be in the description box below our videos. Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. Are y'all ready for another canned biscuit recipe? Yes! And y'all, this one is so easy. I'm doing this on a sheet pan. And honestly, you can turn this into 3 different things. 2 of them I'm going to demonstrate and show you how to do them. The third one I'm going to tell you how you can do it, okay? So with all the ingredients that I've got, you can make this one meal 3 different ways, okay? Come with me and let's get started, okay? First thing you're going to need to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Then you are going to brown 1 pound of ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, ground pork, whatever you want to use. Don't cook it to death, just brown it, that's all. Then you're going to stir in 1 packet of taco seasoning mix as soon as your ground beef is done just browning, because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. I've got 1 can of refried beans, a diced onion, diced peppers, 1 can of diced tomatoes, of course your biscuits. Then I've got 1 whole bottle of the Taco Bell mild sauce and some extra fixings for the second way we're going to fix this dish. And then some extra fixings like olives. You get to choose whatever fixings. I'm going to be preparing this on a sheet pan because it's going to be baked on a sheet pan. And I don't have to mess up my counter, my cutting board. I'm going to prep and bake on the same baking sheet. Y'all, tonight right now I'm checking my ground beef. We are going to be making a sheet pan taco pizza. But there's 2 different ways you can fix this pizza. You can also turn it into a taco bake, or you can eat it as the pizza. Then I'll tell you the third way later that you can do this. But y'all, you're going to open up your can of biscuits, the little Jack in the Box, and we're going to prepare our biscuits the same way I've always prepared my biscuits. If you've seen my cinnamon roll recipe, making cinnamon rolls using canned biscuits, and the pizza log that we made, the strawberry jam rolls, we are going to be doing the exact same thing. Your biscuits are going to become your pizza crust. So I'll talk you through this again if you haven't seen those videos already. If you want to also know what I'm talking about and see those videos, go check them out. On my canned biscuit video playlist, I have a whole list dedicated to nothing but recipes using canned biscuits. So you're going to take your flaky layer biscuits and you're going to pull them apart and make 2 biscuits from 1. And we are going to take each biscuit and we're going to just flatten them out just a little bit. But see how I'm flouring my surface to keep them from sticking to my rolling pin. But y'all see how I'm separated each biscuit and I'm going to flatten them out. And y'all, I found a smaller rolling pin that works so much better. Normally, I'm doing this on my cutting board, and I'm not restricted to the size. And so it was getting hard to use my bigger rolling pin, actually one of my granddaughter's rolling pins. So since I'm doing this on a sheet pan and I'm restricted for space here, I just grabbed a little dough roller, y'all, that I started my granddaughters out using, teaching them how to cook and bake. It's just a simple Play-Doh rolling pin, y'all, and it works perfect for little kids' hands. But since they've gotten bigger, I got them bigger rolling pins. So I borrowed one. I'm just going to use this and flatten out all my biscuits until I fill up my whole sheet pan. Then if you'll remember how we pinch all the seams together, going up and down and going across. It helps to kind of wet your fingers doing this. I didn't have to use a couple of biscuits, but I'm reserving them. I've got plans for those. I'm going to use those one night to make some fried peach pies using canned biscuits. I got a video on making fried apple pies using canned biscuits. You ought to check it out. So we're going to now flatten out our seams and just make sure the dough and the biscuits are all coming together. Flatten out all your seams. You don't want them pulling apart as they bake or tearing apart. And y'all, the first way is going to be putting all the fixings on to make your sheet pan taco pizza. I'm using all the fixings that I wanted on there, but y'all, you can add whatever you want. First, I'm going to spread the can of refried beans. It's easier to spread the beans onto the biscuits like this. And I know everybody's thinking, well, shouldn't you put the sauce down first? Well, there's a reason why I didn't put the taco sauce down first. It's because I didn't want the refried beans sliding across the sauce and just making a mess and spreading everything and it squishing out the ends. So I layered the whole thing with the refried beans. Now I'm going to spread the sauce on. And it worked so much better, and the sauce was easier to spread. So was the refried beans. I'm using that whole bottle, y'all. I love Taco Bell's mild taco sauce. It is wonderful. You can use hot sauce, the fire sauce. You can use picante sauce, whatever you want to use. Like I said, this is your pizza that we're making first. You put the toppings on that you want. We can't do jalapeno peppers, but by all means you can. So get creative with it and put on your pizza whatever you want. I'm just going to do the same thing, spread out the taco sauce. Then we're going to start, and there is our ground beef that we browned, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to spread it all over. That's going to be my next layer for my pizza. As you see me putting all these fixings on here and spreading it out, I will tell you the third meal that you can get out of this. Y'all remember if you haven't seen my videos where I'm making bubble up casseroles, you can also turn this into a bubble up casserole, and it will be a taco bake. And you will grease you a 9x13 dish. You will mix all of your ingredients in, your biscuits, your refried beans, your taco sauce, any of your fixings like your vegetables. You will chunk your biscuits up. If you're going to make a bubble up, you will chunk your biscuits up like in little cubes. Put them in your bowl, then add all your fixings and stir all that up. Then pour it in your greased 9x13 dish and kind of like smooth it out. Pour your cheese on top as your last layer. Cover with aluminum foil and bake until your biscuits are done and everything's all golden and bubbly. And then you can take your aluminum foil off about the last 5 minutes of baking. Take your aluminum foil off and then just finish melting your cheese and baking your cheese. Yeah, I am OCD, y'all. I have to fill in the empty little spots that I see. I'm OCD. Okay, so that's enough, okay? We're just going to continue to layer this thing with all of our fixings. You can add jalapenos. You can add anything else that you find on a Mexican pizza that you want. You can actually crunch up some Doritos or some spicy nachos or just some nachos and put on top if you want to. But your bubble up casserole, just don't forget, you don't want to burn your cheese on top unless you like it like that and crunchy. You be the judge of when you take your aluminum foil off and then finish baking it to melt your cheese or to get your cheese a little more bubbly and crunchy. So that's the third way you can make this meal. But the first way I'm showing you is the taco pizza. And we do love our fixings. We were in the mood for pizza tonight, and I'm like, you know what? We're tired. We've been outside. It's hot, and we've been in the pool a little bit. And I come in and I'm like, what am I going to make for supper? I'm in the mood for pizza. Now, those fixings right there, the lettuce and the cheese and all such as that, be sure to reserve some cheese for the second way that you're going to make this. Just put enough for half it between if you're going to do a pizza. And then the second way, I'm reserving some cheese to show you how we're going to make it a second way. But we were in the mood for pizza tonight, and I said, you know what? I don't have time to get my mixer out, make a dough. I've got a can of biscuits I can use. So I said, voila, there's my crust. I shredded up lettuce and cheese, and I reserved some of the diced tomatoes. Now we're going to put this in the oven, and we are going to bake it until it's done. After it has baked, I have checked on it a couple of times, and I'm going to take it out because now the crust is golden brown, and I know it's done, and all the fixings are ooey and gooey. And y'all, this smells so delicious. Y'all just look at that. Look at all those fixings. Look at all that cheese. It is smelling wonderful. You just want to bake it enough that your biscuits get golden brown. Now I'm going to slice this up into pizza form. And I'm going to demonstrate and show you the two different ways that you can fix this. The first way is, of course, just your pizza. So I'm going to fix me a plate, and I'm going to fix dear hubby's plate. You can slice it into squares. Of course, this is a sheet pan pizza. You're probably going to want to cut it into squares and just cut them the sizes that you want. So I'm going to fix mine. Do y'all see how ooey and gooey this turned out? Just look at those layers with all those fixings. So I'm going to fix my plate and dear hubby's plate. Now I'm going to show you the second way that you can make another meal out of this. You can turn just your regular pizza into a taco bake, okay? And that's where these extra fixings come in at. I'm going to pile on top of the pizza lettuce, cheese, diced tomatoes, and sour cream. You can add more fixings if you like. You can reserve some of the onions and the peppers and the black olives, but this was all I wanted on top of mine. So you have your pizza. Then you can turn it into a taco bake by adding more fixings on top of it. Then you can turn it into a bubble up casserole. So there's 3 different meals that you can make just using this one idea. So I'm fixing mine as the bake. Dear hubby's going to eat the pizza. And then I'll get you closer and let you see what both of these look like. I hope you also give the bubble up casserole a try too. And if you do, please let me know. Here's the bake with all the fixings. Y'all be sure to check out my 4D Farms canned biscuit video playlist too. It's all dedicated to recipes using nothing but canned biscuits. And then here is just your pizza. Y'all, if you enjoy our content and you want to see more recipes and more of our content, please subscribe to our channel. And I hope you find something on our channel that you enjoy. And I hope you give these a try, and we'll see you in the next video.